Hello everybody, I am Uknits and I'm here to continue my Let's Play of Hocus Pocus. You might recall I was in the Gothic Cathedral style level, getting mauled by bears repeatedly. Rather like that. As I said, this game does get quite a bit harder after you get past the first, rather tutorial level, and becomes a bit of a challenge, even on normal mode. On hard mode, it gets especially difficult. The level design doesn't change, but all of the enemies do significantly more damage, to the extent where it becomes very difficult to survive any mauling by a bear, much less the maulings I have been allowing them to give me. I've already died once. You got to see that. That was rather nifty, if you can call it that. But, yes, back to this level. And I would just like to say that I love this level. I absolutely love the music. I love the 8-bit style music, especially with the complex backgrounds and melodies that they are able to produce with such simple synthesizer recordings. I find it a testament that games like this have better music than we have nowadays with our advanced recording technology stuff. But the other thing I really like about this level in particular is the visual style, because we have the dark, gothic look of everything, all the browns and the greys and the gold silvers. But then we have little flashes of colour. The stained glass windows in particular, with the bright red roses, really stand out. The mottled greens of the trees in the background really set themselves apart, in my opinion, and make for a very nice contrast to the dullness of the rest of the level, which creates, in my opinion, a very striking visual feel. And of course, this is all done with a very limited color palette that you have on an old PC engine in the early 90s, and those things are, as much as I said they're easy in long, tall areas, they are a pain in corridors because you have to jump their shots very precariously, because, of course, they can shoot them at any height, which means that if it's coming right at your forehead, you have to jump at the exact right second. Especially as slow-moving as they are, they don't just pass under you, have to actually jump over it because it moves so slowly, which you'd think would make it easier, but it really doesn't. Blind jump! And no, they're not really cruel enough to drop you straight into lava. At least not in this level. And here, we're going to have a lot of fun with what happens when two of these things are shooting at you at different levels of height. The bears are just kind of for show, honestly. They're to stop you from just jumping through the level and ignoring the dragons entirely. But here's what I was talking about with the colors. You know, you got the background is a very dull color, but then you've got this stained glass and this kind of teal turquoise color over here, and the red lava, and it's a very nice contrast, in my opinion. But regardless, small wizards blasting lightning bolts, and as you notice now I've got 3 lightning bolts, which means if I sit here and tap both Alt keys very quickly, I can really blow the heck out of things. Unfortunately, it requires me taking my hands off the arrow keys, which makes it very hard to dodge, and so it's not a tactic I will commonly employ unless I'm absolutely cornered, and that's what I'm saying about these flying creatures shooting sideways. You wouldn't think it would be as difficult, but when you get a couple of them going at once, and one shoots into where you have to dodge another one, it is rather a choice of what you're getting hit by. But regardless, there's the crystal. And another thing you notice about these later levels is they're much more exploration-based. As you've noticed, earlier on I had several pathways to go on, which is what I love about this old game. You can choose which way to go, you get rewarded for exploring random areas, you get treasures, lightning bolts, that sort of thing. And it has a general non-linearity that I think is becoming more and more uncommon in modern games. Which have you just kind of go point A, point B, maybe sometimes go to point B to point C, but rarely do you get to choose, well, I want to skip point B and go to point C and then come back to point B once I'm more powerful, or that sort of thing. And because of my triple lasers, I can shoot through walls extra fast. After all, walls are the most dangerous enemies. Can't pass through them at all. And if you're not paying attention, you'll walk right into where creatures spawn and get mauled for free before you even notice it. That is why looking is important. If you recall my earlier video where I walked all that distance and got nothing, that was the little thing you have to unlock to get there. So now we can go all the way back and jump up and go around the long way. So we have quite a bit of ground to cover, despite that the actual square map size of this level is not large. It makes good use of every inch of it. And there's our friendly wizard. What do you say again? The switches must be set in the correct combination before anything will happen. I do believe this is the first level where you really get switch puzzles like those. Trust me, they will become a norm very quickly. Most games in this era were very big on switch puzzles. It was the thing to do at the time. Jumping platforms. Basic platforming for the win! And bears! Haha, with my 3 lightning bolts I can really blast you quickly. And again, the moon. I think I already mentioned this, but I love the moon. Call me a sucker for thing that I'm a sucker for, but I love the moon. And again, if you do not pay attention, you will not notice those sparkles and you will get mauled by bears, which hurts. Though, surprisingly, for being some fleshy little wizard, you can take one heck of a beating. I mean, most people, when they get mauled by bears, they die, but you just kind of go, oh, that kind of hurt. And that Yahoo means that I got every treasure around. Took me 67 years to grow this beard. I am so happy for you. Let me just blast you with lightning. And I finished the level with all treasures. And I beat part-time! I am genuinely surprised. So I get a bonus 50,000 points for each accuracy and time to beat, which makes me awesome. Not really. But, as I mentioned, all levels come in pairs, so this is round 2 of the cathedral. But that will have to be next time. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this. I will save and see you in the future. My words of wisdom are, don't get mauled by bears. It hurts like the dickens. Adieu, fair audience. Adieu.